Hello, my name is Tanya, and I'm going to talk to you guys about the cell that I was told to do some research on. And so what I'm going to be talking to you guys about is KRAS. So what KRAS is, it is a cell that helps us produce proteins in our body that sends signal to help us have muscle, to have strength, memories, anything like that. But here is what I think the gene looks like in our body. Something like this. It's two strands put together that I made to do this strand right here. So this is what I think it looks like. So what I'm going to show you is what one cell looks like. Unfortunately, I don't have a microscope here to show you what it looks like on the inside of this. So I made a supersize, as you can tell, supersize one. So we have something in our body called epidermal growth factor, which is this little blue thing that enters in through this pink, which is called a receptor, which then is joined together right here in the cell as the KRAS. Once it enters through the KRAS, then it creates something called PI3K, which then activates the kinase, which is over here. That kinase ends up sending a signal into the nucleus right here, which then turns on the transcription factor. And what that does, it causes the cell to reproduce at a normal rate. And so then that's how you end up getting these cells to reproduce on a normal strand. You know, spaced out, nice, looks good. But then you do have something called a superactive cell division. So then what that means is that in the KRAS, there was a signal or something sent that was not correct. So what ends up happening is that it ends up opening the door, so that means right here, to have the cell come in through, and we have so many EGF, which is the epidermal growth factor. So what that causes it to do, it has the word growth factor, so that means grow. So at this point, you're activating this, you're activating everything, but it doesn't know when to stop reproducing. So what ends up happening, you keep reproducing, and then you get into something which is now causing you to have some type of health issues. It can cause tumors, it can cause malignance, it can cause cancer. And some of the cancers that it causes is pancreatic cancer, colorectal cancer, and lung cancer. Some of these are also known as the G12, G12D, G12V as in Victor, G12C. And then this is what I imagine what this looks like. So now we have like a cluster. Everything has now gone together. It's not spaced out the way everything should be. And then this is what my imagination looks like. So, yeah. So KRAS is a good thing to have in our body as a protein, but it's also can be bad. And some of the things that causes our RAS to have a mutation that's gone wrong is smoking is one of the things, inhaling of some of products, or digestion, things that we eat can cause the cell to go out of whack. So you really want to make sure your intake is good, or watch at least what you eat, or diet well. But that is the protein that I had of KRAS.